115 points. 111 points. 4 quarters. One unforgettable statement. Just when the basketball world thought the New York Knicks had all the momentum, the San Antonio Spurs delivered a shocking response that changed everything. How did the youngest team on the biggest stage seize control of the finals? And did we just witness the moment San Antonio announced itself as basketball's next powerhouse? This wasn't just a win. This was a takeover. Title sequence. Spurs. Knicks. Finals basketball. And Game 4 delivered everything fans could have hoped for. The stage was set. Coming into the showdown, pressure was everywhere. The Knicks believed they had finally found the formula. The city of New York was dreaming. The fans could almost feel a championship within reach. Meanwhile, San Antonio arrived carrying a different kind of energy. Not confidence. Belief. The belief that they belonged on this stage. The belief that their system could withstand any challenge. And most importantly, the belief that one more victory could completely shift the balance of power. What happened next became one of the defining moments of this final series. Pattern interrupt. Narrator. But before we talk about the ending, we need to talk about how this battle began. First quarter. The opening punch. The opening minutes looked exactly like a championship fight should. Every possession mattered. Every rebound felt critical. Every defensive stop sent a message. The Knicks came out aggressive. They attacked the paint. They pushed the pace. They wanted San Antonio to feel uncomfortable from the very beginning. And for a brief moment, it worked. New York's offense found rhythm. The crowd erupted. Momentum seemed to be building. But championship teams don't panic. They adjust. And San Antonio adjusted quickly. The Spurs began moving the ball with precision. 1 pass. 2 passes. 3 passes. Then a wide-open shot. The beautiful basketball that has defined Spurs culture for decades suddenly appeared once again. The Knicks had thrown the first punch. But San Antonio was preparing a counterattack. Pattern interrupt. Narrator. Then came the stretch that changed everything. The Spurs take control. Great teams have moments when everything clicks. For San Antonio, that moment arrived in the second quarter. Suddenly the defense tightened. Passing lanes disappeared. Open looks vanished. The Knicks' offense that looked so dangerous early began running into a wall. And every defensive stop turned into offensive opportunity. Fast break after fast break. Three-pointer after three-pointer. The leads started growing. Not because New York collapsed, but because San Antonio elevated. This wasn't luck. This wasn't hot shooting alone. This was execution. Pure execution. The kind that wins championships. The chess match. One of the most fascinating aspects of this game wasn't happening on the court. It was happening on the sidelines. Every timeout became a chess move. Every substitution carried enormous consequences. Every defensive adjustment created another layer of complexity. The Knicks searched for answers. The Spurs kept presenting new problems. And that's what made this contest so captivating. This wasn't merely athleticism versus athleticism. This was strategy versus strategy. Basketball intelligence at the highest level. Pattern interrupt. And then came the moment when the arena realized this game was far from over. The Knicks fight back. Championship contenders don't disappear. They respond. And that's exactly what New York did. The Knicks began attacking with urgency. Loose balls suddenly belonged to New York. Defensive rebounds became transition opportunities. Every possession felt like a playoff possession. Every shot carried enormous weight. The deficit started shrinking. The crowd sensed it. The players sensed it. Even the Spurs sensed it. Momentum was changing. And with every basket, pressure increased. What had looked like a comfortable Spurs advantage was becoming a genuine battle. The turning point. Then came the possession everyone will remember. These are the moments that define finals games. One defensive stop. One clutch shot. One perfectly executed play. The type of sequence that separates winners from losers. San Antonio delivered. New York answered. San Antonio delivered again. The game became a heavyweight fight, and nobody inside the arena could look away. Pattern interrupt. But championships are never won in the third quarter. They're won in the final minutes. The fourth quarter thriller. Every possession felt enormous. Every whistle felt significant. Every shot carried the weight of a season. The Knicks refused to quit. The Spurs refused to surrender control. Basket after basket. Stop after stop. The intensity reached another level. This wasn't regular basketball anymore. This was survival. And that's what makes finals basketball special. Players aren't simply competing against opponents. They're competing against pressure, against fatigue, against doubt, against history. The clutch performers. When pressure reached its peak, San Antonio Stars delivered. The biggest shots, the smartest decisions, the calmest execution. That's what separated the Spurs. Not talent alone, composure. When chaos surrounded the game, San Antonio remained organized. When emotions surged, San Antonio remained focused. When the Knicks threatened to take control, the Spurs responded immediately. Those are championship traits. Those are winning habits. And those habits ultimately secured a 115-111 victory. The final moments. As the final seconds disappeared, reality began setting in. The Spurs had done it. They walked into one of the toughest environments imaginable. They faced a desperate opponent. They absorbed every punch. And they emerged victorious. Not by accident, not by luck, but through execution, discipline, and belief. The final score read, Spurs 115, Knicks 111. But the story behind those numbers was much bigger. This was a statement, a declaration, a warning to the rest of the basketball world. San Antonio's bigger message. For years, basketball fans wondered when San Antonio's next era would arrive, when the franchise would return to the sport's biggest stage, when the next generation would create its own legacy. This finals run may be providing that answer. The Spurs aren't just participating. They're taking control. And after this thrilling victory, the pressure has shifted entirely. The Knicks now face difficult questions. The Spurs hold the momentum. And momentum can be the most dangerous weapon in sports. Final thoughts. Years from now, fans may remember this game as the moment the finals changed direction. The moment San Antonio seized control. The moment belief transformed into reality. The moment a young team proved it was ready for basketball immortality. Because in championship basketball, talent matters. Strategy matters. Experience matters. But sometimes the biggest difference is simple. The team that believes the most. And on this night, the Spurs believed. Call to action. Now I want to hear from you. Was this the game that decided the finals? Or can the Knicks still fight their way back and change the story? Drop your prediction in the comments below. And if you love epic basketball breakdowns, dramatic sports stories, and high-energy analysis, make sure you subscribe to Use a Sports Journey 369 because we're bringing you more unforgettable sports journeys every week. Until next time, enjoy the game and keep the passion alive.